Hello agents, what's going on? Patrick Wolf here. Welcome to yet another build video. Today's build video is going to be the toxic waste build. Now this is similar to my poison gas build, except this is way stronger, a way better way to run it, and how you should be running it in TU5. So obviously with the BTSU gloves, you can see these gloves are too good to pass up. So they're going to be incorporated in this build. So I will leave a link in the description how to get these gloves. They are RNG. You can get them from any open world boss, but there are ways to get it a little bit faster. So what is the toxic waste build? This build is primarily a PvE build, but it works just as well in PvP. You can do massive amounts of damage. The Chem launcher, as you could see in the footage in the beginning of the video, is stackable. So what happens is you could do up to 20,000 damage to enemy players in the Dark Zone. If you shoot 5 of them down, that'll be 20,000 times 5. So you'll be doing 100,000 damage. So basically guys, if you shoot 5 Chem launchers into like a mist or a big cloud, if someone runs in there, they instantly die. It's hilarious. This build is ridiculously potent. It goes perfectly with the Pestilence right there, as you can see. So we're going to be using the Pestilence to use the procs from it. As soon as the gas goes, it does a lot of damage to enemy players. And then when they get, when in PvP, you cannot res someone who dies within the Pestilence cloud. So it's very good for utility for teamwork in the Dark Zone. And with the Chem launcher, you'll be just ripping through people's armor instantly. So this is a very, very amazing utility build. In PvE, you can do 91,000 damage every single Chem shot. So without any more wasting time, let me get into this build. So you guys can use whatever specialization you want. Sometimes it'll be nice to use I use a survivalist. The reason being is I like to be able to heal, and you can apply status effect with the flame grenade as well. So it's very nice to be able to just apply the status effect without having to use a skill like the Firefly. But I do use the Firefly, so you guys can also use this to proc the BTSU gloves. It's completely up to you. But crunch time is very nice. You get 10% skill haste while you're in cover at all times. It's a very strong. I like to use it, but you can use whatever you want. Gunner is my favorite, but it's up to you guys. Use whatever you want. Let's get into this build. Okay, so there's quite a bit of explaining to do with this build, so you guys need to pay attention. So first of all, it is a 379. Now the reason why we've got 7 and 9 is because we don't want to be too squishy, but we still have a lot of electronics. So we're going to be using the Pestilence. This bad boy is very strong in TU5, guys. PvP, you'll be the guy who will be just proccing the Pestilence on every single player, and then if one of your teammates runs DPS builds, they bring that opponent down no matter from whatever range. That person instantly dies. So it's very, very good. So if you guys didn't know, so after hitting the same enemy 10 times, that enemy is inflicted with this plague for 10 seconds. Whenever an enemy with the plague is killed, they leave a toxic cloud for 10 seconds that deals 400% weapon damage per second to anyone inside. So it's absolutely ridiculous. I found that you can do about 71,000 damage in PvE to an enemy. So you can do 91k with the Chem, and then if they get caught in the cloud, it's just toxic for them everywhere, and they just get killed very, very quickly. And this is heroic missions. This is not the purple guys. This is the hardest guys in the game. So in the raid, this could be even very viable in the raid if you can proc this on all the enemies around them, and your teammates kill them, and they create clouds. It's extremely good crowd control build. It's a nice crowd control build. I like crowd control builds, like the Firecrest in Division 1. This is kind of similar in the way that, instead of burn, it's obviously it's not poison, but you guys know what I mean. It's like toxic. The air is toxic everywhere, and the enemies take massive damage from it. So this is where it gets interesting. So with the Pestilence buff, this debuff reduces healing received by 50% for 10 seconds. Whenever an enemy with Pestilence would be down, they are instead instantly killed. For PvP, this is a PvP gun. People don't understand that the reason why the damage is so low is you can hit your targets and get the procs. You want to do more than 10 bullets. You don't want to kill people fast. You want to make sure that they have the Pestilence bug on them. So you have all of this utility for your team in the Dark Zone. That's why if you use this gun in the DZ, you are not hindering your team. You're actually helping them. So a lot of people need to understand that this is a very good utility gun. So Outcast Resilience. While holster, gain 20% bonus armor for 5 seconds whenever you're affected by blind, bleeding, and burning. This gun is great to holster if you guys are getting constantly blinded by people, if you play in the PvP game modes and you holster this gun, you get 20% bonus armor. That's massive. So a lot of people are sleeping on this because if you get blinded, which happens a lot, you get that nice buff to be able to survive. Now, I use this SMG for my secondary. 18.3k damage. This is because I use a Firefly, so I get 20% extra damage with Allegro. This is the best SMG in the game in my opinion. Does massive damage and it's a tank. It's a truck. It hits like a truck. So I would use it. It's got a big mag as well. You can just keep firing people. It's nice, if you want to get a quick kill, you just change it and burst them down. Pistol, use whatever you guys want. So we've got 377k armor. That's a nice chunk of armor for a utility build. This is more of a hybrid, but we go more towards the skill side with this build. So 82k health is actually very good. 2200 skill power, or almost 2300 skill power is very nice. It's perfect because we can proc all the major big damage buffs that we have with our skills. So as you guys can see, hardwired gear set. Make sure you get this. This is very, very strong in TU5. The reason being, if I put any other gear, the same stats, the same everything, even if it's got more skill power, because of this 20% skill damage, it makes a big difference. So we are going for the 3-piece skill damage. The mask, I've got 232 skill power, 12k health, very nice rolls on it, lovely. And then on the holster, we have got 721 skill power. Make sure to reroll that for a nice high roll. 721 is very high. 7% health, it could be better. I could probably get my health to 100k very easily. Then the third piece of the hardwired is going to have 19% skill haste. Go for skill haste, at least 20%. I could probably reroll this pretty quickly, but guys, making all these builds, you can see I'm a bit broke at the moment, so you get me. So whenever you mod these, go for weapon damage with LMG damage because you want to buff your pestilence as much as you can. Obviously, it's not too important with the damage because you want to be proccing that pestilence at all times. So, with the chest piece now, I've gone for an Alp Summit. The reason being, I get two massive rolls, 577 skill power and 32k health. It's nice to have a big chunk of health there. Hardened as well, because not a lot of other talents can be active. We don't need things like destructive, so we're going to go for that. And we've got weapon damage with Chem Launcher skill power. Make sure to roll Chem Launcher skill power wherever you can, or Firefly, and Firefly actually. So both of those, because the Chem Launcher is going to be our main skill. All right, so the backpack. This is a beautiful backpack. If you guys can try find one of these Murakamis, you get 8% health, 20.5% armor from obviously the vendor reset. Remember guys, it changes tonight. Make sure you get a few more backpacks if you need. 255 skill power with 11k armor. I'm getting a lot of armor from this with hardened as well. Tech support is the best yellow skill in the game, non-gear set. Well, you guys know what I'm saying. Tech support is ridiculously potent because this gives you 25% skill damage for 10 seconds, and this refreshes. It constantly gets procced. It refreshes itself. So if you kill something and you get the buff and it's about to run out, it refreshes before it runs out. So you can always have this up, especially with like Seeker Mind builds. So when you kill an enemy, you're going to proc and keep procking and keep procking. So you're going to constantly have 25% skill damage. It's a must for this build. You have to have this. Then again, extra outgoing healing, not important, but get a nice high skill power roll. There we go. This is the cornerstone of the build. You guys need to use BTSU gloves. Now, we haven't gone for other talents. There are other talents that you could use, but the BTSU are too strong. We can't pass this up. There's a talent, a Terminator, I think, that gives you 35% damage. That's garbage compared to this. We need to use this because as you guys can see, we've got 9 electronics. That means instead of 35%, we are getting 90%, which gives us a total of 91,000 damage in PvE, which is crazy. Roll Chem Launcher skill power, Firefly skill power. Make this bad boy look very nice with all these beautiful mods that you can put on it because you need a lot of skill power for your Chem Launcher with those big damage rolls. So, if you guys aren't aware, energy infusion, what you need to concentrate on, not only do we get skill damage, 90% skill damage, but we get duration, which is very important. 90% duration. You can, when you shoot this Chem Launcher, guys, it's going to create a toxic cloud. This toxic cloud will stay there for 90% more, and it just keeps ripping through enemies. This is probably the best crowd control build you can use in this game right now. It's extremely fun, and I really recommend you guys to use this. It's crazy. I really enjoy this build. I've been using it for quite a while. Let's go into the stats before we get into the fun part. So don't worry about any of the weapon damage and things like that. It's not important. We don't need to worry about that. Um, okay, so weapon handling, pretty nice. Assault rifle damage, we've got some 18% LMG damage, which is not bad. 6% all weapon damage, not really that bad. Damage to elites could probably be higher. If you want to maybe even use this as a template, guys, and maybe stack DTE. I think this could be really good if you could stack DTE. Don't stack it too much that you can't obviously proc the pestilence buff because you need that. Trust me, guys. It really rips through enemies with that. Alright, so armor's pretty high. Max health is good. Health regen, actually really high. We don't have any resistances, unfortunately, but we do have 40% skill haste, which is actually really nice because we didn't really spec into that, to be honest. As you guys can see, Firefly 2447 and Chem Launcher 2975, so almost 3k. That's important because right here is where the fun starts. All right, so there's two ways you guys can do this. I like to run it like this because that one monster shot that, the cooldown's 20 seconds, but when you shoot this, I'm telling you guys, it's crazy. Don't worry about this damage. This goes to just under 100,000 damage every shot. About 91k if you look at the clips. And you'll be able to shoot this and it lasts forever and it does massive amounts of damage. You will kill any NPC with this, any NPC. But there is another way. If you guys are running in PvP because players move around very quickly, go for the 6 ammo. Now you got 7 ammo plus the 96% damage. You can get very high damage rolls. I haven't seen damage rolls more than 100, so this is a pretty high one, I think. So 96%, I'm happy with it. 6 ammo, very nice. We can do massive amounts of damage with that. The Firefly as well, skill haste. That's all you want. Skill haste, and blind duration, obviously. So 127 skill haste, that's very high. 133 skill haste, very high again. 9.6 seconds. Enjoy being blinded for 9.6 seconds, guys, and then it takes 13 seconds to get it back. So it's very strong in PvP. I like to use it. It automatically locks onto the enemy, so you can get your BTSU procced. Once that's procced, you get the damage from the tech support that constantly is refreshing. The BTSU energy your gloves get infused with the energy infusion, and then plus the pestilence buff that gives you about 71k a second to each enemy that touches the cloud of gas, or in PvP where they just get instantly killed. This build is very fun to use. I love this build, and this is my toxic waste build. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. And I'll even put the little outfit on for you guys to show you that it's I go full into these builds. So anyways, guys, please leave a like, subscribe, become a member if you would like to. That would help support this channel a lot. And I'll be seeing you agents in the next video. Peace out, boys.